Not every ending is a loss. And I know that may be hard to hear because, especially when you're someone that really loves patterns or you really love things that you know when it's going to happen, what's going to happen, whether that be a job you just quit or a relationship you just ended or a new stage in your life. Like, change is scary, but also change is amazing. And we need to really dive into that because I feel that in past parts of my life, I would always kind of hate change, especially when it was so similar yet so different. And an example I like to bring about this is in school whenever like a new school year would start and I would always like miss my friends from last year's class or the year before or the year before. Well, it would usually just be the previous school year because I'm like, where is blah blah blah? Like I miss sitting next to blah and then kikiing with blah and then eating with blah. But who are these people? And then you end up building a connection with them, building a relationship with them, and you're like, wait, y'all are like my favorite people ever. Ever. And then the cycle continues and then that school year ends and then you start another one and it's the same pattern. At least that was how it was for me. And I know a lot of people are different, but I would have just always dread new school years. Not because I would be very excited like the night before I couldn't sleep, but then when it would once like the excitement would wear off, like after I went through the whole day, I'm like, wow, like this is it. So but this just goes to show you because even in those moments where we're expecting to see the same people or we're expecting some type of similarity, but it's kind of different and a lot different, especially with new material, new people, new all that. I'm using the example of school, but that's just an analogy. But really, this goes to all parts of life, especially when we get so used to and we get so in our ways of doing certain things. Yeah, so the first thing I want to touch on is that good things can feel scary too. Okay, because I think that a lot of the times we really think about we have this association with bad things and them being scary, but also some things. I just cracked my knuckles. Sorry. Sometimes good things can be scary too. Like think of a time where you really wanted to do something, but you were like I'm literally about to like pee my pants. Like I can't do this. Like I can't not do this. But then you did it and now you're here. I'll give you guys an example. There was a time last year, oh my gosh, it was last year. I did my final theater show at my university and I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the first or second night, but I just remember literally about to like poop my pants. Like I wasn't going to actually do that. But I just remember like, well, I wasn't going to do that, but I feel like some people know the nervous jitters and how low-key it makes you need to use the restroom. Is that TMI? I don't know. But that was literally how I was feeling. I was like, oh my gosh, like why am I so nervous? Like I've been on stage 1,000 times. Like I've performed in front of people. And mind you, this was a show that I was doing that wasn't even like one of the bigger shows I've done because at that this last show that I was doing, it was in a smaller like part of our school. Like it wasn't in like the big auditorium. So it was even in a smaller place, but I was still like, oh my gosh, like I really can't do this. Like I don't know. Like I'm really getting, like it's a lot for me right now. But then I just remember right before going on being scared, and I was like, wait, no, like these people pay money to be here because the ticket was like only like $5, but they still pay money to be there. And I was like, oh my gosh, they pay money to be here. You have some friends in the audience. These people want to see you. You got to channel this energy and just do the show. And that's what I did. I went on that stage and I said, I'm here. And it actually worked so well for my character because my character was very like out of there, like very exaggerated, very fun. So it kind of worked for my character because all that scared energy, all those moments of me being like, like, I don't know. I just changed it and channeled it into like, ah! And when I was really scared, it just portrayed as me being fun and energetic because I changed that energy. Kind of like thermal energy. It's no. Wind, power. You know how they like the wind. Okay, this is going to show how much I don't know about things. So we're going to stop that. But yeah, just think about a time where you did something. That was my example where you were scared, but you still did it anyway. And you know what? Good things can feel scary too. That was the whole point of me saying that is because that was really, really scary. But it's a good thing for me because it was it was me performing and like doing what I love and something that was good and something that was fun, me showing my friends. And they were like, oh my God, you did so good. And I was like, girl, I was scared. But I still did it. And like, yeah, so boom. The next thing is that time is not universal, guys. And I feel like your timeline is not universal because we can see people's like timelines, whether it be friends, family, social media, clock, whether it be whoever, and we just see this timeline and we start comparing it. I know because I've done that too. I've done that too. Like I'll literally see like because if you guys don't know, I'm in acting, so I'll like see some type of celebrity. I'm like, oh my gosh, at my age they were doing this big production movie, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh my God, at my age I'm not doing that. But then also I don't compare because yeah, okay. I'm looking at my notes, sorry. I don't think about how many years they also put in before that. Because a lot of the times when we like think for our favorite Disney stars, for example, like um I won't say names, but you just know, think of all the childhood stars, celebrities, boom, clap. Like, you'll see them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, after they got on the show, this big break and like overnight sensation. And yeah, from that big break, they were an overnight sensation. But we didn't see the years of them being on smaller shows because you will see like these stars that are child stars. Yes, they're like 15, 16. But in reality, they've been acting since they were like 5. And they've done like a few commercials and a few small co-star roles, supporting, like whatever it is, and then they finally get that big break on the national networks. But it's like we think of that as an overnight success, but in reality, it was the years of work. So it's like that. I'm using my the acting analogy, but this goes for your career. This goes for your life. This goes for your hobbies, for your passions, because maybe you're like, wait, why am I not as good as cooking as Becca is? Because Becca, she can really eat this down, but when I try, it's like I'm about to burn down the kitchen. Well, you also don't know that Becca has been cooking since she was 8 years old. Really 5, but we say 8 because that's when she started doing it on her own because her mom trusted her on the stove. But yeah, it's just like we can't compare the timelines, okay, guys, because we don't see all the background. We don't see all the pieces that have been planted and what's going on now. Because we can look at our lives and look at somebody else's life, and maybe we're like, okay, at this stage of their life, or we're the same age, or this or that, or maybe they're even younger than you, okay? Who knows? But there is always, it's very easy to see the success when it comes because, we see it in our face. We're like, oh wow, it's there. It's bold in print. But a lot of times we don't see the back work. We don't see the hard work. We don't see what's going on behind the scenes and what has been put in place. Okay. So yeah. The next thing I want to say is, because not every ending is a loss, is that sadly, guys, every version of you has to die. Okay? And look, and when I say that, it's not in a sad, like, down way. It's more in a way that, like, think about the you today. Are you the same you that you were even last year? Even a few months ago? No! Because even me, last month, I did an entire solo trip around Europe and, like, I was okay, I'm not gonna say like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm this whole new person. But no, it just made me realize so many things about myself, like trusting myself, how I navigate like really fast-paced things I don't know, different languages, different countries, different customs, being in situations where I was like, oh, I didn't think I would be in this, but I'm in this situation, how will I react? Internally learning myself. So it's just, even that has changed me into this whole new place. Like I have a whole new respect for myself. And you know what? That's good. You need to have respect for yourself, okay? Because if you don't, who else will? Who else will? Come on, talk show. What? But yeah, so it's just so many things that I had to do, and obviously it was an amazing trip. Like live, laugh, love. But I'm just saying, in every trip, like in every vacay, trip, travel, anything, there always are going to be things where you got to navigate, and you're like unplanned, and you're like, okay, what's going on? And it's how we handle those. And that's what shapes us and who we are. And I'm just saying, so every version of us has to die, because the Branson, like, a month and a half ago before the trip was just like, me, but a little bit less of what I know now, But think about you. Okay, I'm sorry, I sound like a broken record. But it's really like, just don't be sad when you have to go through the things where you are changing and where you feel yourself becoming different, because you're becoming the new you, the better you, okay? Because you're great, you're amazing, you are the moment now, but just imagine you with more wisdom, but with more experience, but with more life. Things just happen, okay? Okay? And the last thing I'll say is sometimes losing is actually winning. And the reason for that being is that let's think about it. Let's say there was this job that you applied to. Oh no, you really wanted this job, you didn't get it. Boom! The other job called you back and they're gonna pay you even higher than what that job was gonna pay you. And the job you thought you wanted, well, actually, it's a trap because the work-life balance is horrible. The people and the work, what do they call it? Co-workers are not they're not fun. It's not a moment, okay? And you actually got saved. So that loss of you not getting that job was actually a win because you got the even better job with the even better pay, with even better people in the better environment. And that's just a lot of life. You know, I love to give these analogy moments, but like really truly, that's how you got to think about it. Like we got to think about the optimism, we got to think optimistic and yeah, okay? Because that's what I have to think like that, okay? Because when I think about only the negative and just only down, 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 it's just like, what are we doing? Like life is hard enough as it is. Let's see the future. Let's see the bright days. Okay? Okay. Anyways, that's really what I wanted to say. Not every ending is a loss. We're going to change, and that is how it should be. Boom. Clap. Thank y'all for watching this video. I love y'all so much. Hopefully, you got a little wisdom, okay? And I love y'all so much. Bye.